want to start off by thanking Numberman45798, whatever the hell his name is. Anyways, put a screen cap on the screen here of a tweet he sent me, alright? This guy sent me this tweet asking me to do a video about the top 5 first world problems. And I was like, that is a damn good idea. So thank you for recommending that video, because I had no plans on making this video today, but I am, thanks to the power of Twitter. See, there you go. You guys can influence the production of my videos here by sending in a tweet of something just completely out of the blue like that. So thank you, Numberman. Now, before I get into this, my top 5, I put a question out on my Twitter. So if you're following my Twitter and you saw it this morning, I asked you guys to name your first world problems. So I have a list of your top 3 answers. Then I'm going to go into my top 5 answers, and then we're going to, get it all good to go here. Anyway, before I start this video as well, I want to say that yes, color me guilty, I complain about first world problems all the time. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm some goody two-shoes that has never complained about a first world problem in his day, because my God, I complain about first world problems out the ass, okay? So don't just sit there and say, you're an asshole, you complain about first world problems constantly, and then you're going to criticize other people. I get it. Criticism comes right back on me too, on my shoulders. There, I'm going to try and brush it off. Anyway, let's get into this. Alright, as for your guys' first world problems, and this is one that I often complain about, and I think people are throwing this back at me because I complain about it on my Twitter so much, even though I'll hashtag it with first world problem and acknowledge it, is YouTube is either uploading too slow or processing too slow. Yeah, that is something, sorry as I dropped my list there, that is something that I complain about as of recently, because the past several weeks YouTube would upload a video of mine in minutes, like literal 10 to 15 minutes. Like 15, if my video was like 15 minutes long, it would take 10 to 15 minutes to upload, be processed in another 5 minutes, and be up in under a half an hour. The past few weeks, there have been videos that have taken 8 hours or more. I would leave it to process in the beginning of the day, kind of like I'm making this video at 9 o'clock in the morning, so when you first see this uploaded, that's when it got processed, or, well, if you're one of the first people to see it, once it goes public after uploading. Anyway, it's taken 8 or more hours on some of these videos lately, and I've been complaining about it on Twitter, and then I'll put like hashtag first world problems, so I'm at least self-aware when I complain about some of my first world problems, and I realize it's somewhat ridiculous. Anyway, next from you guys, number 2. Having to sit or deal with an update. Now, a number of you guys put a different thing, like you have to deal with Facebook updating, you have to deal with your phone rebooting because it had a system update, your computer had a Windows update, etc., etc. I mean, this is something, updates are part of technology. They have to happen. If they don't happen, we're stuck with a shittier, sometimes shittier version. Sometimes it's upgraded for the better. We won't know unless it updates, upgrades, whatevers, and we have to deal with it. Updates and upgrades and having to sit with them and deal with them and deal with the fact that our computer has to reboot because it has a security update or some shit like that. It's a first world problem, but we all have to deal with it, people. Fuck you, phone. See, there you go. My phone just updated me because someone's texting me. It's probably girlfriend asking me why I'm not out looking for a job. Anyway, next one. Number 3, internet is not working. Oh my God, you guys I can agree with on that, because if my internet was not working, I'd lose my fucking mind. Now that is definitely a first world problem, because I can just imagine what people in third world countries think when someone complains about their internet not working. They're probably like, gee, why don't you guys read a fucking book, go outside, fly a kite, ride a bike, anything. But when internet's not working, whoa, my God. Like every electronic device in the house could be working, but if the internet isn't working, yikes! Don't be in a house with me when the internet's not working. Oh, if I can't see my lesbian porn, I will lose my fucking mind. Anyway, now on to my list. Number 5. The price of concessions at such and such event are too high. Be it a concert, a baseball, football, any sporting event, any sort of large gathering in a big venue of any sort, it'll be like, oh my God, the beer at the football game was $12 a glass. The program guide at the concert was $10. The t-shirts at the concert were $15, etc., etc. All this other shit.
Weaseling out of things is important to learn. It's what separates us from the animals. Except the weasel.
First world problems. Clocks that interrupt YouTube videos. Anyway, the price of concession stands at events when here's the thing. You don't need to buy the t-shirt, you don't need to buy the program guide, and you don't need to buy the $12 glass of beer at the NFL game. You will survive without all of these. You can find that t-shirt online cheaper. You can drink before you get into the game. I need something to drink during the game. There's water fountains at every single arena I've ever been to in my life. Now, it's one thing if this is something like Woodstock where you're there for 3 days and there's no water fountains and then some assholes are gouging you with the price of water and shit like that. That I understand. That's a viable complaint. But no concert, you're going to drop dead if you don't have anything to drink or eat during. I mean, if it is something like you're literally about to die and you need to buy a $12 beverage, then $12 to save your life isn't that bad. Anyway, people that complain about the prices of concessions, that's a first world fucking problem if I've ever seen one. Anyways, number 2 or 4, I don't, these aren't in any order. Anyways, why are there so many people here? Why? I went to the beach and it's the middle of July and there are so many fucking people there. You think? I went to the theme park in the middle of July and there's so many people there. It's a beautiful day out. I figured I'd take my dogs to the park and wouldn't you know it, everyone else had the same idea. Tons of dogs and people everywhere. It was chaos. First world fucking problem with a capital P-H-I-R-S-T. I don't know why I decided to spell first with a PH there. I guess it's because I'm from Philadelphia. Anyways. Yeah, I get it. And people are upset because, you know, they expect when the conditions are right or when they want to go on a vacation and everything like that, that they want things specifically catered to them. They want themselves to be convenienced. But here's the thing. Everyone else has that same outlook too, so they're entitled to that. Holy shitballs. Anyway, yeah, I get it. When things are nice, people go out and do the same things, and you should expect that, not complain about it. Anyways, first world fucking problem. There's just too many people there. And you hear people in India saying, oh, there's too many people living in this shanty town. They probably do, but we don't hear about them because a lot of them don't have YouTube channels like this. Anyway, boy, this one hits me hard because this is what I'm guilty of. Your team loses the big game. And when I say your team, I'm not talking about if you play for a team. Because if you play for a team, if you struggle an entire season, bust your ass, give all your effort, and you, fuck you, phone. If you just lose in the end by a hair, and you lose the big game just by that much. If you're a player on that team, you have every right to feel down and out because, you know, you put your butt on the line, you came up a little short, and hopefully it motivates you to try harder the next year. But when your ass is sitting at home and doing nothing but watching the games, and color me guilty of this because every time the Eagles lose a game, you see me on here bitching and complaining about what they should have done different, what they didn't do right, what they should change, who should be gotten rid of, blah, blah, blah. But in the end of things, it is just a game. I mean, granted, I take a lot of time and effort out of my life to follow these sports teams, but it is genuinely a first world problem. I mean, is there people in third world countries that complain, like, you know, if their team loses to someone in the Olympics or something like that, or they lose in the World Cup, like if Nigeria loses in the World Cup to like a powerhouse like France or Italy, like do they really, you know, just like start burning villages down and rioting because they're so upset? No. Anyway. Or at least maybe they do. I don't know. Probably doesn't make the news since it's Africa and nothing there makes the news. Except when 300 girls are kidnapped and then everyone jumps on that bandwagon. Anyway, previous video. Watch it. Anyway. Yeah, your team losing the big game. A definite first world problem. Absolutely a uniquely specific first world problem. Because sports is just such a big part of the culture of first world, just economics in operation. It's borderline ridiculous in reality, but I'm so guilty of that. Anyway, next, 2 more left to go. This one, there is nothing to eat. If you have more than 2 pennies to rub together, and you're ever going to say the words, there is nothing to eat, please go outside, find a local homeless person, tell them your plight, explain to them how there is just nothing to eat, and then see how they react to you. All right? I've got nothing more to add to that. Just definite first world problem, and my God, people in third world countries are like, well, why don't you go out and forage for your own food? Oh, you have money? Go out and buy food. Oh, you have ingredients to make food in your house and combine them together, or heat up water or cook some of that spaghetti that's on the shelf? Fucking do it then. The fuck is your problem? Eat. Eat, motherfucker. Anyway. Last but not least, my boss, teacher, parents want me to do extra work. Either one of those 3, all of the 3, or just someone else above you wants you to do more work than what is expected of you. My God, if that is not a uniquely, just absolutely link to the first world and a problem in society in the first world, I don't know what is. The parent says to the kid, this time when you cut the grass, could you take the weed whacker out and trim around the bushes and the curb? And the kid's like, oh my God, I usually just mow the lawn. What do you mean I gotta trim the perimeter as well? Yeah, motherfucker. Oh, your boss wants you to stay late to do a little extra work? Welcome to real life. Fuck you, Twitter. Anyway, yeah, not really much more to add on that. Like I said, these weren't in any specific order, and this video is kind of dragging on long enough as it is, so hopefully you get the point. So, if you guys have some first world problems of your own, feel free to share them. As always, I might make a part 2 or 3 out of a video like this, because there's no way you can just say there's 5 absolute standout above the rest first world problems. So, again, if you want to share yours, send them to me on Twitter, or just leave a comment below. You know the routine here, people. Everyone, have a great day, a better tomorrow. And New Dog is out like a light on the ground because I gave him a long walk yesterday. But you can see him up here. There he is. He's here in spirit. He's trying to suck out my brains, see? Alright, anyways. Have a good day, everyone.